Hello everybody and welcome to Chop and Brew. I am Chip Walton, your host. Also, welcome to Summit Brewing Company. I'm here inside the new fermentation cellar at Summit in lovely St. Paul, Minnesota. And as you can tell by the noise around me, there is beer currently being made, transferred, racked, and being moved out to the good people for enjoying. So the beauty of this episode coming up on Chop and Brew is my day job and my passion project intertwine. We're here in where the worlds collide. And that's because recently my home brewing coworkers at Summit and I decided it would be awesome if Summit hosted a big brew day to help celebrate National Homebrew Day, which is always the first Saturday in May, according to the American Homebrewers Association. And why not have a holiday? It was a wonderful day, beautiful weather, about 20 teams of brewers showed up. They did everything from extract to brew in a bag to all grain. We're gonna check in with a handful of them and hear about the beers that they decided to brew on this celebratory day. So sit back and brew vicariously with us in the parking lot of Summit Brewing Company for our Big Brew Day extravaganza. Chop for chop, brew for brew.
I'm Betsy. I'm Queen of the Beer Hall here at the Summit Brewing Company. And today we're doing our very first American Homebrewers Association Big Brew Day at the brewery. So we invited local homebrewers to come out, set up their sets, bring their friends, make some beer, drink some of our beer, and then just enjoy their time here at the brewery. So it's been pretty great. We have a pretty good turnout. We've had about 50 people come out. I think there's about 10 setups here, and it's everything from the serious homebrewing set with all of the latest technology to some extract sets, which is pretty good because you get the whole swath of people just starting out homebrewing and those who are professional homebrewers. So that's been really fun to see. And then everybody gets to interact with each other and learn a little bit about homebrewing, which is neat. Homebrewing is really accepted by the brewing industry. A lot of people who work in the industry started as homebrewers. I know I started as a home brewer. There's a ton of home brewers on staff. We bring in our home brews for everybody to try. I mean, we're lucky enough to be able to use the lab to look at our home brews and see if we're actually hitting the points that we're trying to be hitting. And the good thing about home brewers is that they make their own beer, but they also enjoy some of our beer as well. My favorite.
I'm Tony Glabus. I'm brewing here with my buddy Mike Nelson. We call ourselves Build and Brew. We're brewing a export stout. It's a Summit recipe. We're pretty pumped about it. It's a big beer. We haven't done a big one before. It's about our 8th batch now. We got those ingredients from Summit, man. Signed up on a Facebook post and got them for free, provided by Summit. Can't ask for anything better than that. I'm thinking it's going to be a pretty intense stout, hoppy. A lot of hops in this one. Maybe a little bitter. I haven't tried the Rebellion Stout yet, so I'm looking forward to try something for comparison. The hops are mostly German, European stuff. So you're not going to get the piney grapefruit citrus stuff that you get with the American hops, which is what I'm thinking. It's going to be a little more bitter. Malts, it's kind of got an Irish thing going on. Irish malt and amber malt. Simpson black malt for the color and flavor, obviously, in a stout.
And then you got to bring some back to Summit, right? That's
oh yeah. We'll be bringing a 12-pack or so back to Summit. Hang out with the guys down here and drink some, and hopefully we get their stamp of approval. We'll see what happens.
So we're the St. Paul Homebrewers Club. We're demonstrating our new system. We've got a rebuilt stand that we can make transportable and pretty easy. It's now 20 gallons instead of the previously 40 gallons, which really not many people wanted to use all at once. Jeremy Olsen built the stand. It's actually pretty nice. So we have a nice copper counterflow wort chiller, complete with stainless steel ball valves and 2 March pumps to move all of our liquids back and forth from the various kettles or components. It's pretty nice, so that way we can actually have everything on one level where nobody's raising hot water above their heads, making it safer, plus it's actually more fun to play with electrical water-chemical mix. We're hoping that we can demonstrate that we know what we're doing, and we're and we're making a nice British ale beer, British bitter. It's 40 pounds of Warminster organic pale ale malt, donated from Bang Brewing. The hops are East Kent Goldings. So we're looking for probably a 21 gallon batch with IBUs around 34, 35, and gravity about 1050. National Homebrewer Day has a significant part in pretty much across America, but for us, we like using it as an excuse to get together and brew more beer. We'd probably be doing it anyway, but hey, let's have a holiday for it.
Well, I brewed a mead because I broke my coracoid process in my shoulder, so I couldn't do a lot of heavy lifting, so I figured I'd just do a mead. So I used some organic raw honey from Brazil, and I did it at 3 pounds per gallon of water. And I have a short stubby carboy that I use for short batches, small batches, half batches, and just basically pour the honey in, add the water, agitate it till the sugar is in suspension, and add the yeast. Pretty simple. I think it expands the hobby. It gets people interested, gets the word out that we can brew better beer than what's available on the market, or also beer that is similar to what's on the market. It's a fun hobby. It gets people together to talk about beer, talk about different nuances in beer, and it's just a fun thing to do.
I'm here today to get in and out quick, and so I came in with an extract recipe, English Pale Ale, and I went ahead and it's called this extract brewing, I hear they call it. Homebrewers used to do this back in the day before they decided all grain was a superior mechanism. So I showed up with my one kettle, my one keg preheated water, dumped it in, added some malt extract, threw in a little extra sugar to lighten the body a little bit, throw in some hops, put in a little sack, let it roll around for a while, threw on a burner, came back in about 60 minutes, put some hot wort in a keg, did this thing called no chill brewing. Basically, I was trying to figure out how not to go fight for the hose over there, and yeah, that's it. Kind of in and out.
Oh, you put it in too, huh?
Yeah, well, why not? Because, otherwise I have to clean it up. I'll take it post-boil, I'll take it home, I'll throw it in the basement, let it cool down to maybe 60 pitching temperatures. Then I'll go ahead and I'll transfer it into the conical. Go ahead and aerate it, pitch in some yeast. I've got a smack pack at home ready to go, ready for a starter. Make the starter tonight, have a nice big pitch of yeast ready to go for my English Pale Ale tomorrow. The keg's pretty much almost full of wort, so it'll contract a little bit as it cools down, and so sometimes that can crush a keg, but we don't want crushed kegs because that costs money, that's bad. So I just popped the vent a little bit and let the air come in a little bit, but throw a paper towel over it, just a little save. This is my filter. It's not really a filter, but it'll work.
Tell me who you is and who you with.
I'm Paulila. I'm with the Minnesota Homebrewers Association and Primary Fermenters, and as well as the American Homebrewers Association. We are doing a Todd the Axeman clone. It is Golden Promise base only, and about 12 ounces of Mosaic and Citra hops. And all of the major additions, the last 10 ounces are all at the last 10 minutes. It should be quite fruity, and I would be fermenting it with Brett Trois, which is not Brett Trois anymore. And he is actually going to be using the Vermont ale yeast. It is like a holiday for me. I try to do as much homebrewing as I possibly can, and I enjoy coming out here, and we got a really awesome, lovely day for this, and we get to meet a bunch of new people and come to a lovely place like Summit that gave us a space to do some homebrewing, and it's pretty exciting. Well, getting all your stuff together can be quite a fun little trip. I got my whole 99 Tahoe full of boil kettles and LP tanks, and but no, it was just we're using our pump system for the first time today, so everything is so far so good. Our pre-boil gravity was right in line with what we're looking for, final gravity. So, we didn't expect to boil over, but that's that's home brewing for you.
I'm John Meyer.
I'm Josh Gergen.
And we're brewing a Belgian wit today. So we got 5 pounds Belgian Pilsner. We got 4 1/4 pounds of Belgian wheat. some flaked wheat, and then I think I forgot the rice hulls, so this might be entertaining. Hallertau and some Saaz going into the hops. And we've got blood orange zest and lemon zest going in at 10 minutes left on the boil. Coriander at 5 minutes left, and then actually when we bottle, I've got 4 ounces of the blood orange juice that'll go into the bottling phase too. So should we good to go?
I think that our setup we have is fairly simple. I mean, we have the homemade mash tun that we pretty much made from scratch, and then we just have the simple one burner. It's, again, John and I have been brewing together for a while, so we kind of got the system down and we know exactly, we've kind of worked out the kinks of, timing and getting the water ready. And the equipment to upgrade would be nice, but we're kind of, we just keep on going with what we have, and it's been working so far. And it's nice to kind of meet other people and trade beers and kind of get into the community and be active and stuff with other people, especially in the Twin Cities area, which has a really active brewing community we know, and just kind of getting out there. It's a lot of fun just meeting new people and getting a chance to kind of see different systems, how people run things, and taste some really good beer.
It's always a good time just to experiment a little, do something new, kind of go through the process, see how other people are going through their processes, and share, the stories about bad rounds we've had and good rounds we've had, and sample some of the good rounds that everybody brought out. So it's always a good time.
Happy Homebrew Day, homie.
Cool. Happy Homebrew Day.
So this is the City of Dreams Amber Ale, and back to Vorloff. Pale malt with Melanoidin, Crystal 80, and some Golden Naked Oats. Gonna hit it with San Diego Super Yeast, and hopefully the color turns out nice and reddish.
When you heard that there was a big brew day at Summit, man, what were you thinking?
I was thinking of sharing my homebrew and brewing outside. This is just a batch sparge system. It's pretty simple. Went to Cub Foods and bought a cooler and made this with a toilet supply line. Copied Don Osborne online. Just go on the internet and build a mash tun. And that's about it.
And this guy's here to help.
This is Jeff Roble. He's here to helping me out today.
Give some support.
Yep.
Well, this setup, I just made it 2 weeks ago. It's just a, I guess, I don't know, 2-tiered system. Gravity feed. Made it for this event, basically. It's real simple because we don't have to use pumps and everything to transfer the sparge water and the mash water. You just fill it up. We can heat the sparge water up on top, drain that down over the mash, and then drain from the mash bucket, mash tun, down into the boil kettle. That burner that we use to cook on is a 1950s or earlier Magic Chef cook stove that my grandpa used to bring up to our deer hunting shack back in the 70s. So my dad was looking for a place to get rid of it. He was going to auction it off, and I said, hey, I'll take it. The stand that I designed, I kind of designed it for use with that. If we were using that banjo burner Orion's here, it would have to be about another, 6 inches taller.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's cool. It works out great. American Pale Ale. American English Pale Ale. Right? Amish Ale. We just named it.
Well, it's a combination of English malts and American hops. And so it should be a pretty good beer. We think it'll be pretty balanced with malt and hops.
It's going to be really good.
It's going to be really good. We got to stay positive. It's going to be really good.
That is a very long process. It's cloned after Dogfish, 120-minute boil. It's a double Imperial IPA. So it's a 120-minute boil, hops addition, every 3 minutes for 2 hours. It's intense. After that, too, you have to add 10 pounds of corn sugar to get it to that 20% alcohol by volume. Every day for 10 days after. And at the same time, you do the pound of corn sugar every day for 10 days. You add a tenth of the dry hops. And then you have to re-oxygenate it for 5 days. You have to add a second addition of high gravity yeast at day 5. And just, it's intense. So I decided today that was my day. I already had the mash going.
You mashed it in the refrigerator, right?
I mashed it and ran out of time, so I refrigerated it until today. Figured I'll get that boiling, and at the same time that's boiling, I have my mash going for kind of an intense stout I just invented, English Toffee Coffee Stout. So decided I'd go with a milk stout, something real creamy. I imagine going to the Holiday gas station and getting a cappuccino out of the machine, real strong coffee, English toffee flavor in a milk stout. So it'll be like drinking an iced coffee, basically. So that's in there. The coffee goes in probably 5 minutes before the end of the boil. I've got the Caribou coffee, going in there. And then I thought for a real toffee flavor,
The whole time he's doing this. And
I'll try and become a cook, and I'll actually caramelize some lactose. I'll thin this down with some water and put it on the stove and caramelize it like you would a caramel. Therefore non-fermentable, won't ferment out, and will give me all the sweetness I need plus the toffee flavor. And I'll put that in the secondary. You know, not a big deal. I'm used to. Oh God, another 3 minutes gone by. Time to add hops. You get me for 2.5, and that's it.
that's what she said, right?
No, I move around from my garage and my patio. I'm all over the place, so I'm pretty mobile. My big tote here that becomes my my dunk tank for all things sanitation becomes my thing for carrying everything around. So it's pretty easy. I've been doing it for 12 years, so I kind of know where I'm going. Hold on, I have another hops edition.
Oh man, what's up?
Every 3 minutes. Ready, set, go. One more.
My name is Ryan Shenyon, and I'm here with my family. Here with my mom, Judy, and my dad, Mike, and we are brewing a British Bitter. Perfect for this kind of weather. It's really warm. We know it's going to be getting this much better. We just want a nice low alcohol light beer to enjoy. We're looking forward to drinking this in about 2 weeks or so. We did a brew in a bag because, you know, like a lot of home brewers, I'm quite lazy. I didn't really want to have to bring all my coolers and everything like that. So we said we'll just do it all in the kettle, make it really easy on ourselves. So far everything's gone really well. So for the ingredients, basically we have 6 pounds of Golden Promise and a 1/4 pound of English Extra Dark Crystal. And we're adding a pound of corn sugar at 60 minutes. And also at 60 minutes, we're adding U.S. Spuggles. And then at 45, we added East Kent Goldings. And then at 5 minutes, we're going to add Styrian Goldings as well, yeah.
You don't need a sheet or anything.
No, I know, it's all off the top of the head. I had to think for a minute, but I do remember it, yeah. The cross brew, that was actually another chip tip that we got. So basically we use the mash paddle and we use a spoon to keep the grains from in the kettle, and we just sparge right on top. Works pretty well if you don't have too heavy of a grain bill, but anything any bigger than that, you might want to use another chip tip, an actual grill cover.
Yeah. Just the tips, baby.
At first, I was a little apprehensive to come out here because, like I said, I'm lazy. I like to just do everything at home. I'm used to the setup, and hauling everything out here was a bit of a chore, but on a gorgeous day like this at Summit, it's just wonderful. No, I really like the hop veil. You know, that's what I'm drinking right now. It's perfect for this because I don't want to get tanked when I'm brewing. How about, what's your favorite Summit beer? Put you on the spot.
Saga?
Saga, okay, got it.
Right now,
you're drinking Summer, okay.
Chip tips, man. Chip tips, dude.
You gotta sell a book, a Chop and Brew Chip Tip book.
We are brewing a Belgian Wit. It's about half Belgian Pilsner and half German wheat. And it's my first time brewing a Belgian Wit. I've always wanted to try it. Now that it could be ready in the middle of June, sounded like a good time to do it. And also wanted to get out and see a lot of what other people were doing, and it's kind of neat that a lot of the setups here are just pretty basic, and just watching people, different approaches to adding ingredients, different approaches to the equipment that they use, different approaches to how they set it up. It's just fun to pick up a little tidbit here and there. I've always wanted to build kind of like maybe a wooden brew stand to use gravity, and this guy's out here with one, similar, and so kind of take a mental note and then figure out how you might tweak it a little bit for your own setup. And there's others with just different approaches to brew in the bag, which I've heard about, but I haven't done it before. So watching them kind of go through that procedure. And even, guys next to us just brewing 1 gallon batches on a little pot, just having a blast and sharing, hey, we forgot to bring this. Could you let us use one? And we did the same thing. So that's been awesome. Yeah, I never really did anything for Homebrew Holiday. And so it was fun for this opportunity to come up and for Summit to sponsor it and host it for us. It's been awesome. And, I don't have a lot of time to get as deep maybe into the homebrew community as others do, but this is a great way just to get together and do it. And I enjoy the craft of it as much. People say, well, you got a lot of beer, and I say, well, it's fun to give away then, so I can brew something else and try a different technique or a different recipe or a different style. So homebrewing has been part of my life probably about the last 8 years, and it's just been a lot of fun the whole way.
So when the big brew day was done, the numbers looked something like this. We had about 17 teams comprised of 36 brewers. They brewed 19 batches for an overall total of 100 gallons. Not too bad for a first year event. And I know we're going to be doing this again. So if you're in the Twin Cities area, Minnesota, western Wisconsin, even northern Iowa, keep your eye out on social media for both Summit and Chop and Brew next April, and you'll start seeing the sign up for this. Also pretty cool, some of the homebrewers shared recipes with us. So if you go to the Big Brew Day recipes, Big Brew Day 2015 recipes link below this video, there'll be a couple of homebrewers. And plus we're gonna reprint Damo's Foreign Extra Stout recipe from this October 2014 issue of Brew Your Own. Brew Your Own was really cool enough to feature Damo and Summit as part of their pilot system article. Really cool stuff. That's kind of where a lot of this idea even came from. So big shout outs to Summit, to our boss man and boss women who allowed us to do this. Shout out to my home brewing co-workers who put in the effort to make sure it went off without a hitch. Big shout outs to AHA, American Homebrewers Association. Thanks for having a National Homebrew Day and giving us all a great reason to come out. So until the next Big Brew Day, when you bring everything out of your basement to Summit's parking lot and forget your hydrometer in the process, I want to say chop, chop, brew for brew.
What's up?
I don't know, I might have to Photoshop Ryan's arms. He's making homebrewers look bad. No, because he looks good is what I'm saying. He's making the rest of us look like we need to hit the gym a little more often.
Oh, this?
You just need to do more Bruno bag.
I'm gonna get really sunburned. There's at least 150 people here, and I'm kind of thinking next year I'm going with the shelter. Stay out of the sun.
What's up, Rockstar?
I keep my sweet shades on.
Yeah. Dude, it's hot as
They're Rock the Garden shades. The label out is not good for my sipping. What am I talking about? What this is?
Yeah, act like you're introducing a video of what the heck is going on here today.
When do I start?
Homebrew! Homebrew, Robo, homebrew!
Chop for chop.
Welcome to my moobs, boy! My moobs! Ah, yeah. Labels out. Labels out, y'all. Oh, I'm looking at this magazine, man. Y'all, oh man, check out this magazine, dude. This photography is awesome. I took this picture. Word!